Good evening. We are running a little bit late tonight. My apologies, had a little technical difficulty. My name's Jeff Olson. Apologize for the delay. We're going to jump right into it. Really, this is a weekly Google Hangout that we do around our business and around the conversation, the context of being independent, whether it's creating the income to have time or you have a lot of time but not enough income to create a lifestyle. I'm going to share my story. I'm going to talk about some business principles. We're going to end. Hopefully we'll have a personal trainer that's just joined our business to share her story with a vehicle called the T30 that is a way to test drive who we are, what we do, and the business behind it if that is of interest to you. I was introduced to Juice Plus, which is the vehicle, the what, if you will, behind this Be Independent opportunity about 14 years ago. And I can remember the first time I saw it, when I saw the fruits, the vegetables, and the berries, it made immediate sense to me. I was like, what part of this don't you get? I get fruits and vegetables, I get the concentration part. I understood it wasn't a multivitamin. So this whole business conversation is wrapped around getting your head around this distinction between food concentrates and the multivitamin as a business. Now, early on I saw that as a competitive advantage, but the product made guttural, visceral sense to me immediately. And so, shortly thereafter, I introduced it to my wife, who is a classically trained nutritionist in Ivy League, and she kind of poo-pooed it a little bit, but she did her own homework. She shortly thereafter got our family on it and got into the business of sharing it with others. She saw it as a way to subsidize our family's consumption of it and pay for Juice Plus. So in any event, I was encouraging for her. I was happy that she had left the corporate world and started having babies. And I see Lindsay has just joined us. Hello, Lindsay. Can you hear me? Are you there? There
yeah.
she is.
Hi. Yeah.
Yeah, I can hear you. You're fresh off training a group, so welcome.
Yes, sweaty and all.
We had a little bit of a delay in getting going, but so in summary, my wife took on the business, had some success, started paying the mortgage, got my attention, and in any event, when she started paying the mortgage with this income, I became a student of the business, and I thought in the back of my mind, what if this is real? I came into the business with some resistance, and we're going to walk through that right now. Where we kind of find ourselves today in the American sort of new economy is a lot of the rules and a lot of the laws, or a lot of the things that we thought were built to last and foundational in terms of our future, in terms of living into a career, finding a job. Those things have been displaced by maybe a new normal. And one of the things that people are seeking is ways to take charge and own their future, own their income, and become independent and not shackled to maybe some of the constraints of a traditional job or career. And so I came into this with an understanding of business. I got my BS in finance, maybe having heavy in BS, but I also was a professional athlete, and that whole career was about distinguishing yourself. It was about making yourself different from everyone else in terms of being an athlete or being in sort of an alpha corporate male. I didn't see this business as a way to provide for my family. But I was a student of the possibility of it, and I would encourage those that have some resistance to lean into the possibility of it, but because for me it was kind of that velveteen rabbit whispering in the back of my ear and saying, what if this is real? Because, again, I believed in the nature of Juice Plus and what it was. I understood it was a think different approach to dietary support. So the resistance that I came in with, one of the first things that I came in with, and I stiff-armed for 3 or 4 years, and I hope you don't take 3 or 4 years to walk through this mental gymnastics, and I'll sort of describe it in a few minutes, was this notion that this is one of those things. This business, if you will, is one of those pyramid or multi-level or network marketing things. I wasn't quite sure what that meant, but I understand I kind of had an icky feeling about it. And so in the context of one of those pyramid kind of things, maybe this is helpful for you to maybe get a new understanding of what the business model could possibly mean for you. If you look at corporate America, whether you're an employee or middle management or an executive or a C-suite or a SVP, you know, chances are there's one CEO. Chances are, if you're in this mix somehow, working your way up the corporate ladder, I have a lot of friends that are in that game trying to work themselves up the food chain. I was in this food game, and I was getting this food chain. I was trying to work my way up the ladder, and then what do? They brought someone in from the outside. Actually, our public competitor bought us out. Middle managers came in, and I was underneath a bunch of Peter Principal managers. And that was the last corporate job I ever had. Corporate America tends to be like that, whether you're in government, in the private sector, in nonprofit. It's just generally the hierarchy of business. I would submit, if you study our business, we're kind of an inverted triangle, if you will, in that this is the doorway. Everyone comes through this, but this business doesn't really care if you got a PhD, doesn't care if you got an MBA, doesn't care if you even graduated college or even have your GEDs, and doesn't care if you're a soccer mom, the greatest generation, the next generation, or anyone in between. What this business is $50 to get you in. Everyone starts at the starting line. This business does not care about your past. Where you go from there, it's the same products and services for everyone, the same business and vehicle for everyone, the same industry for everyone, but what separates is sort of merit-based. It's a democratized opportunity, and as our president said, we don't pay the wrong people because we pay around a few simple things, which is caring enough to share what these products can do for people in their lives, and daring enough to get out there and talk to people and interact and solve problems, really. That's, in the end, what we do. What this business allows is for you to kind of create a path, whether it's hobby kind of income or full-time income. The person that got my wife and I in this business, we make way more than she does now. The opportunity for you to get in this business and leapfrog past 2, 3, 4 people that have are in sort of the food chain in the network, if you will. That business is open, and we have people going faster than ever today, especially the next generation. And Lindsay's going to share about how she saw this in her profession as a personal trainer, and just in her few short months of this business, what she's learned and how maybe her eyes have opened to a larger context of what this could mean for her and her family. So that's the first sort of piece, is it one of those things, and it's really one of those things around being an independent contractor. And you can do two things. You can retail Juice Plus and share it with the community and build a nice sort of side income or part-time income, or you can build massive distribution networks. The second thing that people get a little confused on is sales. I'm not, 95% of America not real comfortable about sales. I came in with some sales training. I was really excited to go, but sales people generally is quite problematic, because what sales people do is they sell, and what you end up doing is they create a foundation that's a foot deep and 30 feet wide, and you can't build a multi-level building if that's multi-level sort of layers of income. Let's say 10 grand per story. If you're trying to get to 100 grand, you've got to dig a foundation. And what that foundation is, if this is sales and this is problematic, the people that actually do the best in our business are teachers, coaches, mentors, people that are trying to empower others. And so I teach Joe how to teach Lindsay how to enroll Hillary in this business. That distribution is accessing 4 different Rolodexes. And what is created in that is revenue sharing. And that is a foundation by which you can scale income beyond your own personal ability to produce income. Let me end with just one sort of concept around the scaling of income, and then I want to have Lindsay just wrap up by sharing her story. And if you think about building distribution networks, this is a very simple concept. If you find 3 people to lock arms with, now it might not be the first 3, but they get Juice Plus, they want to build a tribe, build distribution, and you have a revenue sharing team like you are interested in doing, and they go out and get their 3, and those 3 go to 9, 27. If you add that up, you're at 39 people on your team. Okay, and that's with going 3 by 3. If you take that one step further and go 5 by 5, instead of finding your 3, what if you just found 2 more, and you went 5 by 5? So those 5 go to 5, and if you look at the math on it, it goes 125. And if you just do a subtotal here, that's 155. Now I want you to notice the difference between 155 and 39 people on your team. Question in this sort of this way of doing business is: would you rather get paid $100 on your own personal output, or $1 on 100 people's output? And so that's the concept of geometric progression of income, or scaling income beyond your own personal ability to produce it. Now, we get paid 5 generations, and if you keep doing the math on this, 6, 25, 31, 25, and if you add that up, that's about 3,900 people on your team. That may seem overwhelming, but the duplicate, the replicate, the lather, rinse, repeat, the snowball we're trying to get going down the hill is 5 by 5. Your 5, their Rolodex taps into 25. Those 25, and you can see that progression of income. You can earn a 6-figure income this way. That's fine. But as you build it wide and build it deep, down here, if you've got a distribution community using the Juice Plus products, basically you sort of translated, that's gangster money. Nice 6-figure income over here, multiple 6-figure income over here. Now I want to bring in Lindsay and just share. It all starts with Juice Plus. It all starts with the products, because if they don't resonate with you at a sort of personal level, at a guttural, visceral level, where you have an experience and you want to share that with people, which I did 14 years ago, then all of this, sort of these business principles, are a moot point. You need to find something to believe in. It may or may not be Juice Plus, but in the world of independent contractor business, in the world of sort of this network franchise business, it all ultimately boils back to what do you believe in terms of the goods and services. Now, what we have in the Transformation 30 is basically a 30-day program to cram more plants into your body, whether it's Juice Plus concentrates or it's Juice Plus Complete, a meal replacement shake. So, Lindsay, why don't you share your story? You've been in the business several months now, and share with us how you took on the Transform 30, used it with your clients, and then what you sort of, the light bulb that went off coming back from our national conference, and then we'll wrap up.
All right. To pardon my voice, I have allergies today with all the wind. But as far as Transform 30 goes, I kind of have a similar story to Jeff, where I knew this product was going to be good for me and my husband and everything else like that. And my first goal was to simply get the product paid for. And I have been approached by Advocare and numerous entities before, but there was never a product that I felt like lived up to my personal training standards. So bringing in a product and selling it to my clients, I always had the perspective before that, gosh, if somebody has $50 to spend on either, Advocare or spend on personal training, I want them spending it on personal training, because that goes directly in my pocket, right? But with that mentality, that was kind of a skewed mentality, because it was really because I didn't believe in the products that they had. So now that I've brought Juice Plus into my business, I was kind of doing the rigmarole, like Jeff said. I was kind of building everything an inch deep. I didn't really understand the concept of building people underneath me. I had talked to several people, but I wasn't really excited about it myself. So everyone I talked to said no, because I was like, well, I don't know if you're interested in this, but you give it a try, and when I approached it with that attitude, every single person said no. And I was like, I'm never going to get a team, and I'll never progress, and kind of had that attitude also, So one of the most important things I kind of gather from that is when people say no, it was just a learning experience for me, I did go to conference, and right before conference I had a Transform 30 party. Kind of threw it together last minute, told some of my clients to come, thought it might be good for them to come. A nonchalant get-together. Thought 5 or 6 people would come. 30 people showed up at my house. Out of those 30 people, 29 of them got on Transform 30. So that skyrocketed my paycheck, which was awesome. But not only that, I'm in the business of helping people, and I'll always be a personal trainer first. But if, like Jeff said, I can make 6 figures on the side, on my side job, it's not something that I'm going to, say no to. So anyway, needless to say, my clients that are doing Transform 30 are getting fantastic results. And I just had one of my gals tell me today, she just started on it last week. She dropped 5 pounds in 1 week, and she was really excited. And the cool thing is we were doing a group workout. So then everybody else in the group got excited and started asking her about it. So it wasn't even me talking about it, it was my clients talking to each other, which is kind of the beauty of the business. Like Jeff was saying, if that can happen without me even saying anything, and it helps put money in my pocket and it helps get somebody else healthy, I'm all for that. So went to conference and got kind of a better understanding of how the business aspect of it works by building a team and everything else. Got really stoked about it again when I approached people. I was excited about it again. Like, hey, come join me, I learned this. And then I had no trouble getting people signed up. I had the goal of getting 5 people on my team, because like Jeff said, why not do 5 instead of 3? So I'll see if I can do 5 people in 2 weeks. And that was my goal. And so I just started telling everybody, this is my goal. I want 5 people on my team. I have, till May 1st to do it. Would you be interested? I'm really excited about this. Would you guys be interested in hearing about it? And needless to say, 2 weeks later, I think I have 12 people on my team now, and it's all about the way that I approached it. And it wasn't as a salesperson. It was, come join me. You're one of my best friends. They said find your 5 best friends that you want to work with to join this business with. And gosh, I got 12. So I'm kind of shocked by what I was able to do as well. So anybody who's skeptical about, oh, I won't be able to get a team, or everybody said no to me so far, keep trying, because every single person, even one of my best distributors now, Hillary, as Jeff had mentioned her name earlier, she was one of those people that said no, and she was one of those people that I actually approached it incorrectly with at the first go-around. But again, I approached it secondly, excited and enthusiastic about it. She's like, yeah, let's sit down. I want to join your team. I want to make 6 figures. Great. I want to get people healthy. So that's where we're at.
That's great. We got started a little late because I had some technical difficulties, but maybe just in the last minute, share with people how easy the Transform 30 is to share, how it's impacted you and your clients, and just a simple program to kind of test drive our products for 30 days, have an experience, and then over the course of those 30 days, we can empower and arm people with maybe more information on the business, but just talk about the simplicity of the Transform 30 and how it's worked for your clientele and how people can get started, and then we'll wrap up.
Yeah, so the Transform 30, before I was just selling kind of the capsules and gummies and everything, because I myself hadn't tried the protein. So what I was telling my distributors underneath me is that, what you do is what people are going to buy. So after I started doing the protein myself, I noticed a huge increase in my energy levels and everything too. So then clients started asking about it, and so then I started telling them about the Transform 30. There's a great video that I showed actually at my Transform 30 party by Dr. Mitra Ray, and everybody was kind of able to resonate with that. Like, okay, so you pack in protein, that's a slow release glycemic index so that I'm not hungry, which most diets make you hungry. So they were really excited about not being hungry. And then who doesn't need more fruits and vegetables in their diet and everything as well? So to be able to have that combination and lose weight and really help prevent cancer and all of these other things really resonated with everybody in the room. Obviously, I don't think I ever planned to have 30 people at my party and have 29 of them buy. And the one other gal is already telling me she's still trying to get up the money to do it. So again, I approached her with the business side. Hey, if you want to pay for your Transform 30, go ahead and join the business, and it will help you pay for that. So she might be joining my team here shortly too.
That's great. So for those listening in, if you know 5 people who like smoothies, that's kind of a way to get started. We got in this business 14 years ago, and my wife thought, hey, I know a few people to get on these products to help offset our own cost, and that's a great way to get started. And it's literally as simple as, do you know 5 people that like smoothies? So I want to thank everyone for tuning in. We ran a few minutes late because we got started about 5 minutes late due to technical difficulties. So please reach out with the person that invited you, and have a great evening. Thanks so much. Thanks, Lindsay.
Bye.